Hi guys, Knife Detector here. And guess what? I don't have another knife video for you today. I actually have a multi-tool video. So check this beautiful knife out. By the way this video is going to go is first I'm going to talk to you about the multi-tool that I got. I'm going to talk to you about this other tool and these tools, sorry about that I have lying around here. And I'm going to talk to you about what I plan to do with this multi-tool once I show it to you in a little bit. And then I'm going to go ahead and show you this bad boy over here, which is an upcoming video. So without further ado, let's talk about my newfound treasure. Okay, so I found this gorgeous multi-tool, and I do love my multi-tools. For those of you that don't know, I do have a lot of multi-tool videos out there for you to take a look at. I generally lean towards more towards the older multi-tools, not the newer ones. Basically, if I see it and I like the style and the price is right, I buy it. And I don't buy every multi-tool out there. I have to really, it has to speak to me, guys. It's got to speak to me. If it speaks to me that it's something that I'm going to use and that I will enjoy using, then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to buy that multi-tool. So check this beautiful Leatherman charge out. Quick story about this Leatherman charge before I show it to you in greater detail. So I found this bad boy at a pawn shop, as I do a lot of my treasures. Sometimes, guys, when you go to a pawn shop, you get lucky. And if you find one where you have gotten lucky in the past, well, guess what? Sometimes lightning strikes twice. So I walk in, and I had my daughter with me because we're looking for some Christmas gifts for Mom. And so I went ahead and I said, hey, let's go into this pawn shop. And I couldn't find the knives anywhere. They weren't where they usually had them. And then I spotted them across the counter, against the wall, and I spotted this guy, and he was in this sheath. I recognized the Leatherman symbol, and I asked to take a close look at it, and I was intrigued by this, especially because it had a price tag of only $20. So I looked at it and I saw that it was a Leatherman charge, and I've been wanting a Leatherman charge for a while, but they're over $100 easy, brand new, right? And really like the look of this knife. And so I asked the lady if that was the price. She said, yep. And I said, okay, well, let me take a look at it. So I started to open the blades here. I opened up, first thing I wanted to check was the pliers. And man, this thing just feels so good in the hand because of this texturing right here, but I'm going to get to that in a little bit. And everything looked like it was in really good shape. You can see that the wire cutter has got a little bit of use. The wire stripper is pretty good, and has some use, but not excessively. Needs a little bit of cleaning right here, which I'll take care of. It's got these types of screws on there that are tamper-proof right there, and I'm going to get to that in a little bit. And then I started to check out the blades, right? And I started to pull this one out. It's got a tiny little flathead screwdriver, which I really like. That little size is very useful to me. And then, of course, it's got these interchangeable screwdriver bits. And this is the flathead. This one has like almost no use, and then that one has a lot of use. The lady behind the counter didn't know that those pulled out when I pulled it out. I pulled it out to check the use on it. She's like, wow, I didn't know that. So I checked this side here, and here we have the Phillips. And you can see that one has a lot of use on it. Pulled out this one, and like no use on it, pretty much, very little. So put that back in there, and this is just a fantastic multi-tool. Now in there you can see that it also has a can opener. The problem is it's really hard to get out. I have gotten it out, but I've also bent my nail back trying to pull it out, so I'm not going to get that out for you right now. But it's in there, and it's pretty much never been used, right? And so I'm looking at this multi-tool, and I thought to myself, you know, why is it so cheap, right? So I closed it, started looking at the blades, and looked at this one first. This is a really nice serrated blade. It's got a tiny little pin here, right here, that's part of the retention system for this knife. And that little pin corresponds to this tiny little depression on that blade. So these blades are very specific to the multi-tool. Now I'll get to that in a bit. So it was a nice blade, and the serrations just needed a little bit of honing and to get that back to full sharpness. And let me tell you, these guys are sharp. You can tell the person that owned this before me that they did some cutting with this. It looked like they maybe had cut through some steel or wires, because when you get those kinds of deep scratches on the metal like that, it's because they're cutting something that's probably just as hard as this steel, or almost as hard as the steel, some type of wire, I'm guessing. So it's got also a rope cutter right there, which can come in real handy, and I really like that. And so this one is in good shape. This blade right here is in pretty good shape. Very useful. We're going to close that one so I don't cut myself. And let me show you the reason why this multi-tool was so cheap. Check this out. Yeah, see. That blade right there has seen a great deal of sharpening in its day, my friend. Obviously, the person who owned it before me did not care much about keeping that blade looking pretty. They pretty much just wanted it to be sharp. And it wasn't sharp when I got it. I had to do a little bit of honing to get some sharpness back in this blade. Notice how they've almost sharpened it to the point where they're going to start interfering with that opening right there, that thumb opening. They've almost sharpened it to that point. So is this functional? Yes, it is still functional. Do I like it that way? No, it's very ugly to me, and I feel the need to replace it, right? So I went ahead and I looked up replacement parts on eBay, because on eBay a lot of guys buy knife lots, and you get multi-tools, and they might have some parts that are damaged and some parts that are good. So people have wised up and have started to disassemble these and sell them by parts. So guess what? I found multiple blades like this, but they're all about 40 bucks just for the blade. And I paid 20 bucks for this entire multi-tool. So I did a more extensive search, and I found another blade that is also from a Leatherman charge, but it's a serrated blade. It's not this one with the hook. It's not that blade. This one has the hook to it. It's not this one. It doesn't have the hook. It's kind of more square at the tip, but it is serrated also. So I figured it looks like the dimensions are the same, and it says it is for a charge. So I figured, let me go ahead and replace this plain edge blade with a serrated blade. And that's what I plan on doing in an upcoming video for you. I plan on actually switching out the blades in that video and showing you how to do it, kind of like a how-to video, hoping that that'll work out well. And if you're seeing the video, that means I was able to make it work. Or guess what? It could mean that it didn't work out, and then I'll show you why it didn't work out. Maybe I'm in error in ordering the blade that I did, or maybe it's going to work out perfectly. Well, stay tuned to the next video to find out if it works out perfectly or not, because it's on the mail. It's in the mail. That blade I bought is in the mail. It's in the USPS system right now. Hopefully it won't get here too late. But in the next video, you should have that video for you ready, where you will see me make that blade replacement. But in any case, this is the only flaw in this knife. I really love this multi-tool / knife. I call it a knife because it does have a couple knives in it. It's also have this file, this metal file right here. It's in very good shape. Excellent shape on this file. Just like I've seen in other Leathermans. But I love the design of this Leatherman, because check out this texture. What does this texture remind you of? You'll notice I have a few other things here that I brought out to show you. What does this texture remind you of? Again, very much Leatherman trying to make it very clear that this is a tool, right? Check out this old Craftsman 9/16 wrench here. Okay. Check out this texture in the steel. They make that texture so it'll be a little bit easier to hold on to. You know, that texture reminds me of this texture, and I really like that they put this texture in there, because it just makes this feel more like a tool that's intended for rugged use, for regular use. Here's another one. You can put that down. This is Durabilt, and notice how it also has that same type of texture right there. It's more pronounced on the Leatherman though, but I love that. I absolutely love that. So when I endeavor to replace this blade, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to get a T10 bit, which is one of these. The T, I believe, stands for tamper-proof bit. And the one that fits it is the T10. which is this one right here. So I'm going to use that bit. Actually, no, I lie. It's not that one. It goes here, but I already put it up here. So I'm going to take that tool, and I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to loosen it out. Now, when you do this, you have to make sure that when you put the bit in, that it does seat correctly, because you don't want to strip the screw. So you want to make sure it is seated correctly. And then I'm going to have to get another T10 bit and put it on this side and hold it in place, because I suspect the screws that are holding this together are like something called Chicago screws, which basically means that there is a male and a female. So part of the screw is an opening that the other screw screws into. Okay, yeah, sorry for the real dirty example there, but that's kind of what it is. One screw goes into the other half of the screw. So the male part goes into the female part, and that's basically what a Chicago screw is. There's other names for it, but I forgot. And so I'm going to have to hold one in place, take it off, and then I'm going to remove the blade, slip it out, trying to hold it together. Now, I don't know which side is the male and which side is the female. Hopefully this is the male, and it'll be really quick when you just pull it out. If not, gosh, there's a lot of innuendo in this video, isn't there? If it's the female, there's a lot more things involved in there, and hopefully the female is probably going to be thicker, and it's holding these other parts in place if that's the case. Now, if it turns out this is the female, I'm really going to have to try and hold this in place and steady so that none of the other pieces fall off. Mainly this blade and maybe some internal pieces. If they move around, no biggie. We can still maneuver them back in place, so we can slip it back in again with the innuendo. I'm sorry. And then we're going to screw it back in place and tighten that sucker up. Okay, that's the plan for this multi-tool, and hopefully that'll be my next video with you guys. Okay, and I brought this other tool set that I have out because that other tool set has the bit that I bought today, because I'm going to have two bits to make this work. And this is an old Ace Hardware kit. I think this is from the 1980s, and really like this kit. It's got some mismatched pieces in there. It's not like it all reads here on the top where it gives you the sizes. That's not entirely accurate. But I did buy that T10 bit. You're going to need a 1/4 socket so that T10 bit will fit in. And we're going to hold it in place. And this is basically just a preview, right? And put that in there. And then probably with this right here, put that in there. And then we're going to hold it here. And while we're holding it with one hand, we're going to twist off the screw with the other T10 bit. This wrench right here. That's the plan anyway, guys. So never done that before. I've always wanted to, because every once in a while I come across a broken multi-tool that I know I can nurse back into health. But I wanted to show that to you. So tell me what you think. I'm not quite done yet. I also wanted to give you a preview of this other knife video that I have up and coming. This is a High Plains series from Rough Rider and genuine bone, and the bone on this knife is beautiful. I think some of my friends have already done videos on this beautiful Big Daddy Barlow, but just a quick preview of that knife. That's an upcoming one after we do this bad boy right here. Now, this may be closer to Christmas, this video, depending on when this item gets here. I have two videos that that are going to happen even before this one comes out. So if you're seeing this one, that means from the date I made this video, guess what? I already had two videos planned. I like to make my videos ahead of time. So in any case, I hope you like this sneak peek into the Leatherman Charge, guys. This is a fantastic multi-tool. Really like it. I got another multi-tool video coming up probably in about a month or so. But this one just takes the cake for me. So in any case, guys, this is the Knife Detector. I hope you guys are having a fantastic week. You all take care. God bless you, my friends.